Hello and welcome to Drox Operative 2. Yeah, this is actually a game that came out a little bit of time ago. It came out in October of this year, and I have been meaning to play this for a while because I really loved Drox Operative 1. I actually bought this with my own money many years ago, and they've come out with a sequel. And this is an action RPG set in space. There's basically a huge amount of different choices you can make in the game world as well. Basically, it is all about warring against alien races. You can literally decide who lives and who dies. You can perform spying and all kinds of covert actions, and there's just so much stuff you can literally do. And, well, I'm going to show it to you today. And there's also multiplayer, by the way. There's multiplayer co-op. You can play on Windows and Linux as well. So if you have that operating system, then you can, of course, do that. Anyway, we're going to play. And we are going to be playing with a new ship, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about some of the options that you can choose from. And these are all of the different races and ships that you're going to be able to select from. And you can also rotate your ship however you want to as well. So here's the thing. You can play as humans, dryads, utopians, fringe, hive, drac, lithozoid, cortex, shadow, brunt, and scavenger. They all have different bonuses, as you can see down here, and you can even take a look at their skill trees if you want to go that in depth. You can literally take a look at every single thing that you're going to get as a result of choosing that particular race. So, for example, as you see here, I can choose the dryads. They change exactly how their ship looks as well. The utopians, they look a little bit cybernetic, I guess. And then you have the fringe here. You can see they're kind of like a silicon-based life form. You have the hive, they're insectoids. The drac, which are, well, quite clearly lizards of some kind, you know, draconoids or something. Then you have lithozoids. I have no idea what those are. Then you have cortex. They're kind of like those guys from Mars Attacks or whatever, with their big brains attacking everyone with psychic powers. And you have the shadow people. They are quite clearly the stealthy guys, as you can see right here. Yes, indeed, they have a stealth tree, and they have an extra cloaking component slot as well. And there's a lot of race-specific stuff that you're going to be able to get too. Then you have the brunt here, who are kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the warlike big ogre guys. And then you have the scavengers, who are, you know, just looking to make a quick buck, I guess. Anyway, you have young races here. Unfortunately, I don't have any young races unlocked just yet. You can also play with hardcore. Yes, hardcore. So hardcore, basically, if you don't know, is where if you die, you're done. That's it. That's it. You die, and that's it. Your ship is gone. So it's very you got to be very careful about that. Also, semi-hardcore is available, and in semi-hardcore, each destroyed ship is very painful, but not necessarily the end. Each time your ship is destroyed, you lose 5 base structural, which is basically like your HP. If your base structural ever gets to 0 or below, then your ship is destroyed forever. Yes. Can you save the galaxy when death is actually dangerous? Yes, exactly. And unlucky is a difficulty option only for advanced players. An unlucky ship finds fewer rare components than normal, but gets a 5% experience boost when killing enemies. Can you survive without elite components? Actually, I'm not going to turn that on. I'm going to turn semi-hardcore on, because I think that's kind of fun. Well, it depends on what your definition of fun is. And poverty, as you see here, poverty ship finds less money and fewer components. Can you still become an elite Drox operative when you are dirt poor? Oh yeah, by the way, when you're in the game, there is a faction known as the Drox. What is it called again now? The Drox Initiative or something along those lines. And those guys are literally your bosses, basically. And you can decide whether you help them or not. And in many cases, they are going to give you some pretty sketchy missions. But that's up to you whether you complete them or not, of course. Anyway, bare bones ship starts with the bare minimum of initial components. And no life. A no life ship cannot have any crew other than droids. So there's a huge variety of different things that you can do to customize your experience, and we're going to be playing with, I actually don't know, I was playing as a Drac ship before, and I personally found them to be quite fun because they have extra light fighter component slots, and that means that you can have additional units helping you by your side, which is, I think it's pretty cool, you know, I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to play with the Utopians because I kind of like the cybernetic look, so we're going to go for them. And they are ruthless, as you can see right here. So that might be quite fun. And we're just going to have a random ship name. You know me, I'm pretty awful when it comes to naming things, so what about, okay, I'm going to just combine two things. Fear, Fury. Yeah, that sounds really, really bad, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, we're just gonna go for that. Just ignore that. Thank you very much. Anyway, these are the starting these are your starting settings. Okay, so cataclysms are allowed. They are major events that can greatly change the power of a sector if they happen. And also exploration. There will be less monsters than usual, so you can focus more on exploring if you want to do that. So, otherwise, you have pacing. So you can see here, normal pacing, fast pacing, very fast pacing, and then you have very slow pacing and slow pacing. You can customize every single thing about this. I'm going to go for very fast pacing because this is for a video and I just want to show you as much of the game as I possibly can. And the sector size, I'm going to make that small. You can make it between tiny and huge. So there's massive amounts of different customization here. And you can also change the number of races competing in the particular sector as well. And you can go all the way up to 12 races if you want to. Otherwise, sector settlement is home planet only, or you can go for early development or established or random. I'm going to just keep it as the default. And then you can pick which galaxy this sector will be in. Within the same galaxy, things like race relations, race power, plagues, and pirates carry over from sector to some extent. So we're just going to go for a new galaxy. And the sector shape is going to be a disc, spiral, elliptical, sinusoid, cartwheel. I'm going to say random because I think that's fun. And then you can select your difficulty as well, but unfortunately, because I don't have a higher level ship. I think my highest level ship is 3 or 4 or something like that, because as I say, I just started playing basically. And yeah, you can also play a challenge sector if you want to do that too. But yeah, we're just going to play on normal for the moment because I don't have any other option. Alright, so these are the quick help tips and all that stuff. Basically, they just help you to find your way around and everything. They're very, very useful, and it's a very good idea to read these. So, first, you must find and activate each jump gate to be able to use it. Second, since jump gates need regular maintenance, a jump gate can only be a valid destination if it is located in a system that has at least one inhabited planet. And last but not least, each race that has an inhabited planet in the system will charge you a fee to use their jump gate as a destination. And the fee is based on how much they like you. Yes, exactly. And then you have the game objective. So this is the big deal with Drox Operative as a whole. The objective of each game is to make the races of this sector understand that using the Drox Operatives is the only path to winning the space race. There are 6 ways to succeed at this and 3 ways to fail. So, military win is allying with the last living race. Diplomatic win is all remaining races, including the Drox, are allied together. An economic win, make the Drox Operative Guild enough money in the sector. Fear win, a sector that cowers before a Drox Operative will make the Drox High Command very happy. Do this by destroying race ships, planets, and powerful monsters. Legend win, the more legends the Drox Operative Guild has, the better. Do this by destroying powerful monsters and solving noteworthy quests. And guild win, do enough quests directly for the Drox Guild. And then you have 3 loss conditions as well. If one race manages to conquer the sector and you aren't allied with them, then you lose. If at war with all of the remaining races, then you lose, and you lose the Drox Operative Guild too much money from this sector, and you have 20 minutes to fix a losing scenario. So that's obviously something to bear in mind. Then you have the shared stash. So this is basically the thing that you can go to if you have an additional higher level ship and they have some pretty good gear. They can place the gear in there and then you can use it if you want to. So I obviously have not done that, but you can basically now use WASD to move around, as you can see right here. And there's the personal stash, and then you can also use the jump gate if you want to. Personally, I'm not actually going to do that because I would like to run around a little bit. And what do we currently have available? We have a beam weapon. How do I use the beam weapon actually? Let me see if I can find some. Let me see if I can actually find some things. I'm gonna research the anomaly. Oh no, there's a black hole. The anomaly was really a black hole. Yeah, you don't want to go in there. Thank you very much. So yeah, otherwise there is a limit to how far you can go, and whenever you have gone the furthest you possibly can, you are told by the game through a pretty cool UI element. It basically just tells you up in the corner of the screen there that you should probably go in a different direction. And it's the same thing with if you go somewhere that you are not supposed to, basically. Anyway, collision, your ships can collide with other ships, so you can actually create a ship that is capable of ramming into others, and then you can do massive damage as a result of that. You also have the ability, low energy. You can use items to replenish them. Also, you can use an ancient recharging station, and if you talk to a planet of a friendly race, you get a regeneration bonus. And otherwise, components in space. Basically, whenever you kill something, you have the opportunity to loot their stuff. So you can take credits, you can take some components and things like that. And then you can open your inventory with I, and then you're going to be able to take a look at some of these. So for example, I at the moment only have one attacking component. Each ship has different attacks that they are good at and that they will be better at, dependent on various factors from your racial traits and things like that. Then you have the inventory screen, of course, and they're giving me all of these things. I can hide the help topics if I want to, but personally I think it's a pretty good idea for me to keep them on, just so that I don't forget to actually tell you something specific that might actually be useful to you, you know? Anyway, we're going to continue to just murder these guys with our fantastic virus beam, or whatever it's called. It literally uploads, like, I don't know, computer viruses to them or something. Slot types. Okay, yeah, so slot types, as you can quite clearly tell, not here. There we go. These are the slot types right here. So you have the ability to expand your cargo base. So in other words, you can expand your inventory space. You have race-specific components, which are basically like items or gear, and it's the same thing with light, medium, and heavy components as well, but they are not race-specific, so you can use them with whatever. And whenever you level up as well, by the way, you also have the ability to go to this screen, which is accessible through C. So if you press C, then you're going to be able to get this up. And you can see that we are spec'd into computers, and computers increase attack and defense, and is a requirement for better computers, ECCM, jammers, radars, and sensors. And obviously, because we are playing a race of, well, machines, basically, cybernetic organisms or whatever, if they are indeed cyborgs, I'm not entirely sure whether they're just robots, then computers are going to be very, very good. And you can indeed explore anomalies, and you can explore planets all over the place, and you can see exactly what's going on here, and then you can pick up some credits, and you're going to be able to scan some larger planets too, and these larger planets might actually have some settlements on them, and you're going to be able to interact with them, and then you can speak to the people there. They can give you quests, and then these quests will enable you to gain experience and so on. And Polios is actually fertile too, so if you wanted to, you could, as far as I'm aware, you could do something with that. I haven't actually explored that facet of the gameplay just yet, but there's a lot to do, as you can no doubt see, and I'm leveling up pretty fast because we selected fast pace. And look at that, we gained some crew. Oh, fantastic. So there you go, we actually gained some crew, and I'm going to right click and identify them. And as you can see, they are part of the Cortex race. Can I actually use them? I can. Oh, fantastic. I actually thought I would need robots only. And we also have a laser cannon wave here, which is a plasma cannon. And it does decent damage, but I don't know. Personally, I really like my my power virus at the moment, and this is a medium component, so I would have to replace something else. And as you can see, I have a cheap electronic computer at the moment, which gives me plus 36 to attack, which is, in my opinion, way too good to pass up. What else do we have here? Cheap battery bank. What is that? A medium component. Yeah, I don't really care about that either. So we're just going to continue onward. And you can continue running around here and exploring the anomalies. Found a stash of credits. That's good. Just caused severe radiation damage. That's absolutely fine. We're going to take a lot of damage over time, unfortunately, but we do have a number of usables that I can use underneath here. So you can see I have a thrust boost, shield surge, and a variety of other things. I'm going to try and destroy that satellite. No, that asteroid before it actually collides into me. Thank you very much. And yeah, so if you don't know about these bars, well, the yellow bar is energy, so that is obviously what you use to attack and, you know, use all of your components. Then the blue is your shield, and then the green is your HP or your structural, so you're going to need to be careful about that. You really don't want that to reach 0. And we've now reached level 2. Fantastic, there you go. So we've now reached level 2, and we also gained a particular utopian racial trait by the looks of things. So that's pretty cool. Space junk, dual laser cannon. You can sell all of this stuff as well, by the way. I'm also going to just go over here and just very, very quickly eliminate these guys. And here's the thing. There is a little bit of skill involved in engaging people in combat too, because you are very much required to dodge a little bit as well. You don't really want to be in a situation where you are just standing still. You know, you want to be running around and you want to be attempting to dodge as much of the damage that they deal as possible. Now, these guys actually used an energy-draining weapon on me, and that was the reason why I couldn't eliminate the space station as fast as I perhaps wanted to, so it's pretty nice. Okay, there we go. Is that good? Did I do it? Okay, that's it. Fantastic. Okay, so, yeah, we've now leveled up, so this is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to take a look at what our bonuses currently are. So obviously, because we're playing as the Utopians, it's probably a good idea to continue speccing into computers as much as possible. But bear in mind that if you have skills that are too low, so for example, if tactical remains at 5, for example, then if you come across a component that has a statistic requirement, you're not going to be able to use that component. So you have to bear that in mind. But I am going to be increasing computers just generally because I want to go full out in what the Utopians are capable of doing, and I personally think that that's a lot of fun to play along with the theme of the race itself, and I quite like doing that. So anyway, we're going to continue walking along here. What is this? I'm actually at the edge of the map. As you can see, that the mini-map has a fog of war, so you're not going to really be able to see anything. This is, by the way, the system map, and you can go to different places as well. This is actually the sector map, so you can see here, this is all I can see right now, because this is, well, this is where I've been. But there's a massive, massive amount. I mean, if I zoom out here, you can see that, yeah, well, let me actually just zoom in. So this is me all the way zoomed in. Yeah, you can't even tell. You can't even tell. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're going to go through the jump gate relatively soon anyway, so I can maybe show you an alternate area or something. And we're just going to continue leveling up, because generally you don't really want to go through the jump gate before you've explored your home system, because if you do go through, then you can expect, well, you can expect some problems potentially. Yeah, that was a bit close. Okay, yeah, we've got low structure damage at the moment. This is a bit problematic. This is a bit problematic. Okay, I'm going to have to be very, very careful here. I'm going to try and dodge as much as possible until my shields restore themselves a little bit. And that's what can happen, you see. That is what can happen. You need to be very, very careful about your structural integrity and making sure that you don't perish too early on. Ah, some components. Fantastic. There we go. And what else do we have? We have a tiny cargo bay. Fantastic. There we go. That's going to increase my my inventory space, as you can see right there. So we have the ability to now use light missiles. We can do the plasma cannon. What is this? This is a heavy component. So technically I could install this and then I could use the dual laser cannon if I wanted to. Personally, I really like what I'm currently using, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I am going to identify these other things and see what they're all about. Okay, this is just a regular missile thing. I'm going to destroy this asteroid because otherwise it's going to do damage to me and I don't really want that. Thank you very much. Ah, there we are. We also gained a new crew member, and that is a race-specific component. So I will put that in over here, and that's going to give us +2 to computers, a little bit to defense and critical hit chance, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's just a huge amount that you can do in this game, and I'd highly recommend checking it out through the link in the description if you want to. This is not sponsored in any way, by the way. This is just one of those games that I really like, and I wanted to help the developers a little bit to gain just a small bit more exposure, that's all. Anyway, cargo bays are critical to your inventory. Yes, obviously they are. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Oh, we triggered an ancient... Oh, no, no. Ancient weapon system. Let's get out of here. Dodge it. Don't get hit by this. Yeah, if I get hit by this, I'm basically probably going to die in one hit or something. But yeah, thankfully, we didn't have too many difficulties. What is this over here? I have no idea. It's a mine. Oh, yes. There we go. See, it exploded. Haha. We avoided the explosion, thankfully. Okay, so, Starlane. There we go, we've entered Vega. So there we are, now we are in a different place. So, yeah, this is the kind of thing that you can do in the game. you will literally be able to find these little Starlane things, and then you're going to be able to explore different sectors. So for example, if I go to the sector map now, you can see exactly what's going on. So that's our starting area, and the monster level is 1, and the monster level is still 1 in this place. So we should still have a pretty easy time of defeating people and everything. But bear in mind that I almost died already. You know, I almost died, so we do need to be a little bit careful. Let's destroy the Overlord Nexus, thank you very much. Legion Nexus as well. We're getting some good experience actually, but I would like to very, very badly get a quest or find a planet that I can interact with, because I haven't shown you that yet, and it would be really cool if I could do that. Okay, there's a storage pod here. Might be something useful. Ah, dual laser cannon. We got some technology as well. So we discovered this technology as well. That could be kind of useful, I guess. Oh, hello there. Okay, yeah, that's exactly the reason why you don't want to stand still, because I literally just stood still scanning that planet for a very quick second, and then boom, all of a sudden I have just lost all my shields. Yeah, that's definitely the kind of thing you want to try and avoid if at all possible. Okay, let's try and get all of this explored. There we go. And that has rich mineral deposits. Very nice. Ah, yes, the Drox Guild has a quest. Okay, so as you can see right here, we want you to generate a little bit of conflict in this sector. To do this, start a war between Utopian and Unus. Okay, so the Drox quests can be very challenging. While they are the only path to a guild win, overall, they are optional. Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to get a whole bunch of rewards and everything as well, but you need to start a war against these guys. So I have no idea where that actually is. So we're going to need to find those guys to begin with anyway. Let me actually just see if I can go to the system map. Yeah, okay, so you can see here, this is giving me a much better idea of where I need to go and what I can do. So maybe it would be a good idea for me to actually return to my starting area. That might make sense, but of course it is optional, so it's not necessary. It's not necessary for me to do it, but it might make sense. As you can see, this is what I've currently explored, and this just gives you an idea as to how large these sectors actually are. They're massive. They are really, really large. And look, there's another star lane right here too, so this can actually take me somewhere else. Antera. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just have a quick look. Level 2 monsters. Okay, that might be kind of fun. Okay, let's try it. I would like to restore my my HP a little bit. As you can see, these enemies now have much more HP too, so you have to be even more aware of where your positioning is. Please no radiation. Oh, there we go. We actually leveled up. Fantastic. Every single time, by the way, you level up, you do restore your HP back to full, as far as I'm aware. So yes, that is actually pretty cool. And we're going to be placing these guys in here. There we go. And there's another anomaly. Oh, we are doing so much damage with this. And another cargo bay too. That's going to be very useful. And we've got some light armor too. I'm not entirely sure whether that's going to be that useful. Another cargo bay could be good. There we go. Okay, so what is this? Cheap light armor. That is a... Oh, that could be useful. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put that on until we find something else that we might like to use. And bear in mind, by the way, that there are a huge amount of different things that you're going to be able to sell too. So, you know, these components can be sold at various places, and they could potentially be good for you. So, yeah. Okay, let's... pay crew? What? What does that actually mean? Paying your crew keeps them happy. Paying a slave frees them from slavery. Paying to crew... What? Really? How do I know how... happiness 50? Oh, okay. I haven't been paying them at all. I am the worst boss in the world. Okay. I did not realize about that. Yes, I must not have been paying my other people either, and they must have been really annoyed. Alright, never mind, never mind. Okay, so once we reach maybe a merchant of some kind, I should be able to hopefully sell some of our components and make a little bit of extra cash, because at the moment I have 66 credits, and that's not going to be enough. Ah, ancient recharge station. There we go. And then it got destroyed. There's an EMP there. EMP is not really going to be that useful. Huge amounts of other anomalies around here as well. But generally, I think I've basically shown you all I really can at the moment without finding a planet. But if you find a planet, then you're going to be able to interact with it. And upon interaction, you can interact. Well. Upon interaction, you can interact. No, you can speak to a bunch of people, basically. You can go to a variety of different locations. You can speak to people, and then they will say stuff to you like, hey, can you help me eliminate this thing? Can you do this quest for me? Can you help me to do, you know, other things? It's basically just a quest hub, and it's going to help you a great deal to gain experience, gain money, gain, you know, fear, if you want that as well, and all kinds of things. So, yeah, I think I might need to change my weapon. Seems like my weapon is not good enough for this area. Oh, when we're closer, it does more damage, it seems. The Drox Guild wants you to destroy Cortex. Okay, well, where's that? Where's Cortex? Alright, so let's have a look here. Okay, so if we go here, the Cortex are a thorn in the side of the Drox in this sector. Drox quests can be very challenging. Okay, well, yeah, let's do it. Why not? So that means that this faction that we're fighting right now potentially is the people that we need to eliminate. So, I mean, I assume that this area is just way super large. Oh, wandering vendor. Hello there. Oh, this might be really useful for me. Okay, please don't destroy the vendor. Okay, never mind. He's dead. Yes. Okay, well that didn't really help me at all, did it? No. Okay, well that's slightly problematic. I'm gonna actually just select my my region here. Gonna use this. And we're also going to have to region our plating and our structural. And these usables can be purchased at a merchant as well. And durability, yes. So most components have a limited durability before they break. You will be warned when any component, not opponent, gets too worn. But pay attention, or something might break at a bad time. Inhabited planets, not parents, can repair components for a fee. Components usually have little normal wear and tear. Most durability loss is caused by battle damage. Yeah, losing a key component during a battle is a quick way to die. Yeah, so you do need to be a little bit careful about that. If I could find a planet that would actually enable me to actually speak to some people and maybe get some repairs, then that would be fantastic. But I don't seem to be able to find any planets in this particular run through, because in my other save, I found a planet in literally under 30 seconds. So I guess that is the randomized nature of the game as well, because do bear in mind it is a little bit of a roguelite as well. So yeah, there's also that. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to check out Drox Operative 2, there is a link in the description. I'd highly recommend it if you're a fan of action RPGs, because there are so many different ways to win that, well, there's something for everyone. There really is. There's economic victory, diplomatic victory, war victory. It's just, and there's many more as well. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.